Mia Callahan stared at her reflection in the cracked mirror of her dingy studio apartment, her hazel eyes sunken and lifeless. She was already feeling the weight of her fading dreams. Her once vibrant auburn hair now hung limp and dull around her gaunt face, a testament to years of cheap box dyes and stress. She traced the fine lines beginning to form around her eyes, a stark reminder that time was slipping away. The pile of rejected audition notices on her cluttered desk seemed to mock her. Each one represented another failed attempt to break into the cutthroat world of Hollywood. Mia's stomach growled, a painful reminder that she had been surviving on instant ramen and coffee for the past week. She couldn't remember the last time she had a proper meal. As she scrolled mindlessly through her phone, an ad caught her eye. Discover the new you at Elysian Spa, where dreams become reality. The before and after photos were stunning, showcasing women transformed from ordinary to extraordinary. Mia's heart raced as she read about their most exclusive package, the Glow Up. It promised not just physical transformation, but a complete life makeover. The price made her wince. It was more than 6 months of her rent. But as she looked around her shabby apartment, littered with failed audition scripts and empty takeout containers, a desperate thought took hold. What if this was her last chance? With trembling fingers, Mia dialed the number. A silky voice answered, "Elysian Spa, where dreams come true. How may we assist you today?" 2 days later, Mia found herself standing before an imposing Art Deco building in Beverly Hills. The gleaming white facade seemed to glow in the California sun, its windows tinted to an impenetrable black. As she approached the ornate gold doors, they swung open silently, as if by magic. The lobby was a marvel of marble and crystal, with a cascading fountain at its center. The air was thick with the scent of exotic flowers and something else, something Mia couldn't quite place. It made her head swim pleasantly. A statuesque woman glided towards her, her movements so fluid she seemed to float across the polished floor. "Ms. Callahan, welcome to Elysian Spa. I'm Dr. Elise Vanger." Her voice was like honey, her smile dazzling. Dr. Vanger's ageless beauty was mesmerizing. Flawless porcelain skin, piercing blue eyes, and platinum blonde hair styled in an elegant chignon. As Dr. Vanger led Mia through the spa, she explained the revolutionary treatments that awaited her. "Our methods are unconventional," she purred, her manicured hand resting on Mia's shoulder. "But I assure you, the results are beyond your wildest dreams." Mia nodded eagerly, drinking in every word. She barely noticed as they descended into the lower levels of the spa, where the decor shifted from opulent to clinical. The air grew cooler, tinged with the sharp scent of antiseptic. "Now, Mia," Dr. Vanger said, her tone suddenly businesslike. "I need you to understand that once we begin, there's no turning back. Are you prepared to do whatever it takes to achieve your dreams?" Mia hesitated for a moment, a flicker of doubt crossing her mind. But then she thought of her barren apartment, the stack of rejections, the years of struggle. "Yes," she said firmly, "I'm ready." Dr. Vanger's smile widened, revealing teeth that seemed just a touch too sharp. "Excellent. Let's begin." The first few treatments were blissful. Mia floated in sensory deprivation tanks filled with nutrient-rich solutions, underwent state-of-the-art laser therapies, and was slathered in creams that tingled and burned in equal measure. With each passing day, she could see the changes in the mirror, her skin clearing, her hair thickening, her body toning. But as the weeks wore on, the treatments grew more intense. Mia found herself strapped to tables, needles piercing her skin, strange machines humming ominously around her. The pain was excruciating, but Dr. Vanger assured her it was all part of the process. "Beauty requires sacrifice, my dear," she would say, her cool hand stroking Mia's fevered brow. "But just look at how you're blossoming." And it was true. Mia's transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Her skin now seemed to glow from within, her eyes sparkled with an otherworldly light, and her body had achieved a perfection that defied nature. When she walked down the street, heads turned. Casting directors who had once dismissed her now clamored for her attention. Mia's career exploded overnight. She landed a leading role in a highly anticipated film, graced the covers of magazines, and found herself rubbing elbows with Hollywood's elite. It was everything she had ever dreamed of and more. But as her star rose, Mia began to notice troubling changes. Her glow, once warm and inviting, now seemed to pulse with an eerie, sickly light. She was plagued by intense migraines and dizzy spells. Most alarmingly, she began to experience blackouts, waking up hours later with no memory of where she'd been or what she'd done. One night, after a particularly grueling day on set, Mia stumbled back to her luxury penthouse. As she passed her full-length mirror, she froze in horror. For a split second, her reflection had shown not her flawless new self, but a withered, ancient crone, skin hanging in loose folds, eyes sunken and lifeless. Panic gripped her as the pieces began to fall into place. The mysterious disappearances of other Elysian spa clients. The way Dr. Vanger never seemed to age. The strange, pulsing machines in the spa's lower levels. Driven by a mixture of terror and morbid curiosity, Mia broke into the spa that night. She crept through the darkened halls, her heart pounding in her chest. As she descended to the lowest level, she heard a low, rhythmic humming. The sight that greeted her would haunt her for the rest of her days. Row upon row of glass tanks lined the walls, each containing a floating, unconscious woman. Their bodies were withered and drained, life force visibly pulsing through tubes connected to a central machine. And there, presiding over it all, was Dr. Vanger. She turned to Mia, her ageless face twisted in a cruel smile. "Ah, Mia, I had so hoped you wouldn't discover our little secret so soon. You've been our most successful subject yet." Mia tried to run, but her legs wouldn't move. She felt a sharp prick in her neck, and the world began to spin. As darkness closed in, she heard Dr. Vanger's silky voice. "Don't worry, my dear. You'll still be the star of the show, just not in the way you imagined." Mia's disappearance caused a media frenzy. Theories abounded. Had she succumbed to the pressures of sudden fame? Had she been kidnapped by an obsessed fan? As the weeks turned to months, the mystery deepened. Meanwhile, Elysian Spa continued to thrive, its clientele growing ever more exclusive. Dr. Vanger's reputation as a miracle worker only grew, her own beauty a testament to the power of her treatments. Deep beneath the spa, in a glass tank nestled among dozens of others, Mia floated in a dreamless sleep. Her once radiant skin now hung loose on her emaciated frame, her glorious hair reduced to wispy strands. But her face, frozen in an expression of perpetual horror, still retained a hint of that otherworldly glow, the last remnant of her fleeting brush with fame and beauty. And in her office, Dr. Vanger smiled as she reviewed the applications for the next round of the Glow Up. After all, in Hollywood, there was always a fresh crop of dreamers willing to do anything for their chance to shine. The cycle would continue, feeding the insatiable appetite of an industry built on the exploitation of youth and beauty. As the sun set over the Hollywood hills, casting long shadows across the city of broken dreams, the lights of Elysian Spa flickered to life. Another night of treatments was about to begin, and somewhere in the city, another aspiring starlet was seeing that tantalizing ad for the first time. The wheel of fortune turned, unending and merciless, claiming new victims in its relentless pursuit of perfection.